Nakamoto siding. It's not plasticized, right? It's simple and it speaks for itself. My name is Jim Parker. I'm originally from Scotland and I moved here in 2005. I worked for that summer as an apprentice carpenter and I never left. I've been really lucky to have some incredible mentors here, not just in the building industry, but in life in general. There are so many of my peers who are walking their own paths, more like artists, right? And artisans and craftsmen. And they have the ability to make a really good living here because the client base wants that as well, right? They want the art and the nature built into their space creation. You know, there is a yearning for an attachment with something that has cultural legacy. And the Japanese building culture, I think, is held in incredibly high esteem. The Japanese are known for creating very grounding, peaceful environments, very intentional spaces, and using materials that come from nature. I think, from both a client's perspective and a designer's perspective, Nakamoto siding is a great choice. There's not really another alternative unless you would do it yourself, right? Cladding choice is the public statement. This is what I want my house, my space to look like. That's what you're presenting to the world. And a lot of these clients want something that is market proven and have a really great reputation. It is tough in today's building industry because a lot of things are drawn out and designed to be weather resistant. It's hard to get that with natural materials because the sun's always beating on it, the weather is always beating on it, something's trying to eat at it. This siding, when you heat treat it, when you char it like this, it stands up to the UV. It's way more fire resistant. It's great against the water and mold and mildew. The bugs don't like to eat it. I mean, the one thing that I really did appreciate learning about when we installed it was the specification for the rain screening. That was a whole shift in my mentality. We now integrate that into all of our builds, regardless of whether or not we use Nakamoto siding. I think it really helps that Nakamoto provides such a detailed install guide. In Japanese culture, they just let it go. And they'll have gradations of color throughout their siding. Building a home these days is not a cheap endeavor. And I think when they hear that it will change, the question arises, well, into what? And I think it's our job as the builder and architect to alleviate that concern and just be like, look, it's a natural product. One of the reasons you're choosing it is because it's natural. Then you need to embrace that change. If you don't want to embrace that change, then there's other alternatives, but you could always embrace the change and then just refinish it. There is the option to refinish it. I think that's something we have to educate the client on. It's not a plasticized product that is going to stay the same color for eternity. It's going to evolve, and we got to be okay with that.